Now, Peter had a problem. Now, his problem was partly a religious problem, because being a Jew, he had certain religious rules that he kept, such as not eating with Gentiles or associating with Gentiles. But God wanted to break these barriers down. And so he sends or organizes a counseling session with Peter. And the Holy Spirit reveals to Peter through this vision that Peter should not call what God has cleansed unclean. And the vision in Acts chapter 10 of Peter being told to rise, to kill and eat these unclean things. He said, "No, nothing unclean has ever touched my mouth." He's speaking as a Jew that has always kept the dietary laws of Judaism. But at that point, God was saying, listen, I'm breaking these distinctions down. You Jews have got to go and preach the gospel to the Gentiles, which means that you're going to have to go into their homes. It means you're going to have to sit with them, and yes, you're going to have to eat with them. You're going to have to associate with them. And once these become believers, then the Jews and the Gentiles have got to worship together in peace and harmony. How is this going to happen? And the revelation that came to Peter by the Holy Spirit was a counseling session. And he was changed by that. That's the purpose of counseling, that you would be changed into more to be like Jesus. And it begins in Acts chapter 10 and ends in Acts chapter 15, when Peter shares with others what the Holy Spirit had shown him. And then they come with an actual decision as to how to handle this situation, because there was a problem, because the tables of the Gentiles were offensive to the Jews and contrary to the Mosaic law that they were keeping and following. There's nothing wrong with Jewish people continuing in the customs which they were used to, provided they didn't depend on those customs for their relationship with God. You don't have to stop being Jewish to become a believer in Jesus. But how did the Jews and Gentiles eat together? And so they said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to ask the Gentiles to refrain from things which have been strangled, and refrain from blood and food that is sacrificed to idols, because those are the things which are against the Mosaic law, and those are the things which are offensive to the Jews. We'll ask them to do that, not tell them or command them, and ask them. And so they solved the problem, and that was the word of wisdom. That was the counseling of the Holy Spirit. And as a result of that, the Gentile mission really took off.